Today we've got a custom DIY RV dinette renovation. It's a standard RV dinette many of you probably have. It's fine, reversible cushions, storage underneath, but we're gonna class it up a little. It's just the two of us, so we're thinking about going with a small Italian restaurant style corner booth. Now the table and wall mount are already gone. I hand built this storage shelf in the bathroom, and since the bathroom countertop matched, I cut a piece off the dinette table to repurpose in here. Now this is important. Before you start pulling screws, get a couple Ziploc bags, whatever you need to separate and label these screws. Your wall screws may be longer than your floor screws, and you don't want to be using the wrong size screw, especially on a slide out. If a screw pokes through the slide floor, you're going to destroy the flooring when you bring the slide in. Okay, let's get started so you can see what to expect if you're thinking about renovating your dinette. Let's get the storage doors removed first. Next, under the cushions will be a few screws for the seat. The supports that make this into a bed won't be used, so we can remove these brackets. And last, we can remove the screws that hold everything in place. After searching through probably 100 different dinette renovations, I found a few that we liked, and with a little help from Photoshop, I combined all the things we liked into one image, and this is what I came up with. I don't think we need the same table legs, and we definitely don't need a seat out front, but we like this general idea. We still need the storage under here, so the rear booth is going to stay where it is. However, I plan on mounting the back cushions to the wall, so this entire back frame is going to be removed. The rest of the screws holding everything in are behind this panel, so let's get the top removed. The rear seat support also needs to come out, and we can finally pull back this paneling to expose and remove the rest of the screws. Now that these can be moved, we can start to see how this layout is going to look. Let's cut down one bench at a time. This plastic trim needs to come off first, and then we can pull the panel board. I'm gonna keep all these wood strips because I'm gonna wanna add support back in later. I'm gonna mark where this back support corner post needs to be cut, and the bench is 5¼ inches past the slide wall. So I'm just gonna mark 5¼ inches to be cut off the other side of the framing. That way, once this bench is slid all the way back into place, this front piece will now be flush with the slide wall. With all our measurements taken and our marks made, I'm gonna separate all the side framing from the front and back so we can make our cuts. Okay, all cuts are made. Let's get everything back in the RV and the front, back, and side pieces connected again. I added a support on the wall side so everything is evenly spaced, and I'm adding a support here in the middle of the bench that'll eventually just glue and staple in. Now we all know Luan is flimsy, but I would imagine it does add some vertical rigidity to this framing. Plus, you're also going to be able to see under here when you access the storage, so I decided to cut down and replace the Luan we removed. Now before I do anything to this second bench, I think I need to get a table in here. I really want to sit on this side with the table in place so I can see how much room we'll need for leg space. We decided on these table legs since they'll match the black accents in the kitchen, and I found a nice stained gray top measuring 2 feet by 3 feet for the table. With everything in place, I got my measurements for the second bench, and just like I did with the first bench, I'm going to remove the backing, shorten it down, reinforce the framing, and get everything reassembled. I ended up cutting 4 inches off the length of the second bench, added a couple supports back in, and with this bench slid in, we've got some more room to access the dinette. Unlike the first bench, I cut 5 inches off the depth of this bench to give us more leg room, and because of this, the side where the storage door is had to be cut, so instead of cutting down the door, I just stapled this area closed with a piece of Luan I had removed from the backing. I still want to utilize this area for storage, so I'm instead going to add piano hinges to the seat to gain access underneath on this bench. Okay, the cushions are cut. I flattened out all the old screw and staple holes and filled everything with wood putty. Even though I'm using high adhesion primer, every single piece that is getting painted was sanded with 220 grit sandpaper to give the primer the best chance of sticking. Next we can prime, paint, and reinstall back in the trailer. The cabinet surfaces in our trailer are smooth, so I ended up wet sanding the paint all the way up to 800 grit to match the factory finish as best I could. Starting with the rear bench, I'm going to screw this back into the floor, again using the screws that came out of the floor. I'm also going to screw the second bench to the first bench to add stability and to get a nice tight connection at the joint. With all floor and wall screws back in, I can staple the Luan in the storage compartments for the last time. The rear bench seat can now be screwed back down since we have access to the storage underneath through the door. And with one bench finished, I'm gonna head outside and start on the table. So this was our wedding cake topper. I'm not sure how this will turn out, but my plan is to route the middle of the table just deep enough so this sits flush with the top of the table. Back inside to paint the table. Now I was going to stain this, but I thought I would try something I've never done before. I refuse to charge a membership fee on this channel. All of our videos are free for everyone to watch. But without our sponsors, there are no videos, so I hope you'll stick around for a short message from today's video sponsor, rvmattress.com. They have a nice selection of mattresses for all budgets, and they have the oddball sizes you won't find in a residential mattress store. You'll find the RV Bunk, 3 different king sizes, and the Short Queen, among others. They also have a full line of pillows and bedding accessories. Their website will recommend a mattress based on how you sleep. Shipping is free, and they come with a limited lifetime warranty. You have 120 nights to try out your mattress, and we slept so well in the RV that we also got mattresses for our house and our family members. Use our link and discount code down below and get 30% off your mattress. I'm going to attempt to coat this dinette with an epoxy resin. Now I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I got all my supplies, a butane torch to remove the bubbles. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't turn out how I want, I guess we're just using a tablecloth. The epoxy resin I used will need about 36 hours to cure, so in the meantime, I want to show you a couple changes I made during the process. First, I decided on different legs. The orientation of the legs I showed you earlier just didn't leave us both with a lot of leg room, so I returned those and went with something with more space. I also added aluminum angle to the bottom of the table for support. It's probably not necessary if you're just painting a table, but I wanted to prevent the table from flexing or warping, which could crack the epoxy resin. I'll eventually paint these white to blend in, but it's something I wanted to mention if you do something similar. I also scrapped the piano hinge idea on the second bench. The first bench cushion overlaps the second bench seat, so both cushions would have to be removed to access this storage if the bench was hinged. Instead, I just put some Velcro on the seat so it doesn't bounce during travel, and now I can just completely remove the seat without having to remove the first bench cushion. I also decided to overlap the rear bench on the slide-out wall frame. I just think it looks a little nicer than my previous plan to flush mount it. Plus, it gives us a couple more inches of leg room to work with. Now, I have to apologize. I was hoping to include the window valance modifications in this dinette renovation video, but I haven't gotten all the supplies yet, and I didn't want to delay this video any longer. But a window valance modification video is eventually coming. To mount the cushions to the wall, I had the fabric shop sew Velcro on the rear of the back cushions, and I just stapled the other side of the Velcro directly to the wall. These cushions covered most of the exposed screw holes, but the rest I just flattened out the hole with a body hammer and applied some matching seam tape that I picked up from Venture. And one more thing before I show you the finished product, I wanted to be able to pull the table towards us after we sat down and move it away from us when we got up, so I'm not mounting the table to the floor. To secure it during travel, I just mounted a few D-rings under the cushions and will strap the dinette to the benches when we're packing up. It only takes about 2 minutes, so it's really not that big of a deal to do, but if you guys know a better way to secure this for transport, please let me know your suggestions down in the comments. Okay, everything is done. I hope you guys like the dinette, and let's take a look and see how everything turned out.